Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. It's Paulie, Esther here, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I think there may be a real possibility that the Withering Blight event might not take place before Halloween. So yesterday, Dead by Daylight tweeted out this here saying, we'll be holding a question and answer live stream next week. Our team is hard at work getting the mid-chapter patch ready as soon as possible. We're just as excited for 3.3 as you are, and we hope to have a status update on our progress by the end of day tomorrow, which is today, Friday. So when they said they were going to have the Q&A live streams are always on Thursday, which would put that on, what, Halloween, right? Yeah. I thought, okay, well now there's no chance that 3.3 won't be out before Halloween, because why would you ever have a question and answer live stream without the event being live and face that firing squad of everybody coming at you, screaming at you about the event not being on? So I thought, okay, we're in good hands. 3.3 is going to be out before that live stream for sure, because they always have these live stream question and answers designed to answer the questions about the changes that are in the patch that just came out. So it didn't make sense for me to see that they had scheduled a live stream that would take place without the patch being out yet. But then today they gave us the update, so let's read through that together. So it says status update for 3.3 update and the event. Our plan was to release the 3.3 mid-chapter update along with the Withering Blight event on October 22nd, but due to some instability with the build, we decided it was best to postpone the launch until the major issues are resolved. We'd like to take this opportunity to fill you in on what's going on and where we stand with the 3.3 update. What caused the delay? Given this is one of the largest updates for the game, including a large amount of changes and the new content, some issues are unfortunately bound to pop up. First, in order to support the new features, we needed to update the backend, which handles everything behind the scenes, such as saving your progress, handling purchases, making matches, and much more. We have also updated the engine to the Unreal 4.22. The Unreal Engine is like a foundation that the game is built on, and changes to the foundation can have an impact in other areas of the game. While minor issues with minimal to no impact on gameplay can be saved for an upcoming hotfix, we're not comfortable with releasing an update while large issues are present. What we are working on, the back-end issues. While updating the back-end, we ran into an issue that prevented us from testing the patch on some platforms. Freezes and crashes. We have identified several crashes during the PTB and through our own testing. These crashes were too frequent for us to feel comfortable releasing the update as is. Certification. Once we are satisfied with the update, we need to send it off for certification. This process varies from platform to platform and can take a few days. And what we have fixed. Some instances of crashing. We have identified and fixed the causes of some of the crashes mentioned above. Various visual issues. During testing, we identified some platform-specific issues that would cause textures to flicker or switch to low detailed versions. And the Hag's power. We discovered an issue that caused the Hag's traps to sometimes not provide the option to teleport once triggered, and this has since been fixed. Frequently asked questions. What happens to the Withering Blight event? The Withering Blight event will still take place. The overall duration of the event will remain the same, and the start and end dates will be shifted to match the release of the mid-chapter update. You will not lose any time in the event. What happens to the Rift? The Rift will still last for 10 weeks, starting with the release of 3.3. Like the Withering Blight event, you will not lose any days because of this delay. To sum it up, our team is working very hard to get the issues fixed as soon as possible. Issues like these can be unpredictable, making it difficult to evaluate when they can be fixed, and we do not want to rule out the possibility of having the update ready next week. Thank you for your patience, and to everybody who participated in the PTB and reported these issues. We'll be sure to follow up on this early next week. We are as excited for the update as you are, and we hope to have it available soon. The Dead by Daylight team. Now, I know they say here that they don't want to rule out the possibility of having it ready next week, but the part that scares me is the certification, because it seems certain that they have not submitted it for certification yet because it's not ready. So at the earliest that they could submit it for certification would be if all of the corrections clicked on Monday and then we're waiting a couple of days for Sony and Microsoft to certify it. So the time's running out for Halloween. It seems very unlikely that this isn't promising what we're reading here, that the event's going to be out in time for Halloween, which is a bummer, but hey, you know, the world's full of things that want to kick your teeth in, and if this is the biggest problem you have in life, I think you're doing okay. This isn't good news, but it isn't the end of the world. I'm sure that nobody is more disappointed than the people who work on the game. They're dying for us to play the archives. I'm dying to play it too. It is kind of a bummer that it looks like it isn't going to be out for Halloween. But again, as I said, it isn't the end of the world. I think probably the morale is a little low in the office because they feel like they're disappointing a lot of people. And it can't be helped. Like, hindsight's 2020. If they had it to do over again, maybe they would have split this up into two different builds with the event separate from the archives, the Unreal Engine update. Who knows? The timing of all this stuff coming together, it kind of all needed to be in one patch, in my opinion. But again, there's a lot of Monday morning quarterbacking that can go on by the people on the sidelines who aren't actually making the decisions or doing things about the choices that were made here. So, you know, we're just going to hope for the best and that the certification comes through sooner rather than later. But it does seem likely that the event is probably going to take place sometime in November. So if you need me to reiterate any of that for you, you're not going to lose time in the event. You're not going to lose time in the Rift. The only thing that's going to change is when it's happening. It's just going to be pushed back. But the same windows of time of opportunity to participate in those things are going to stay the same. And again, this is going to have a snowball effect. It's going to change all of the dates for cosmetic releases. Like, we're looking at, you know, when is the Day of the Dead cosmetics going to come out now? If they're tied into this update, I'm not entirely sure if this can be separated from the mid-chapter. Well, we're in new territory here. We're all going to find out together what's going to happen with the Michael and Laurie Halloween cosmetic release date, Day of the Dead release date, etc., etc. So we're all going to find out together. And, you know, as I said, I'm sure there's nobody more disappointed than the people who work for Behavior. So if you could just have a little compassion for those people and not start lighting your torches and sharpening your pitchforks right away, they would probably appreciate that. One final thought here. I'm going to hand out a little bit of happiness to everybody out there who needs it in the face of this bad news. This is something I ran across a surf shop a couple of years ago, and whenever I see these for sale, I pick them up and hand them out. These are called the Seeds of Happiness, and the story behind it says, Seeds of Happiness started out as leftover lumps of clay that I made into little smiles to give out to friends who were going through hard times and needed a little smile. That was back in 2006, and since then I have given out thousands of smiles to folks a handful at a time, and in turn they share them and the story with their friends in need of a smile. Then those people share with more friends and keep the story going. The seeds are all over the planet by now. I receive a lot of emails with photos and stories of how these little seeds made a difference to someone. From Africa to the land down under, the seeds have been planted and smiles have been resurrected to people who need them. Seems a lot of people need smiles these days. Share a smile. Help me spread seeds of happiness. Mark Berea. Take as many seeds as you need. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.